Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of, I'm about to say Transport Fever 2 there, City Skylines 2. We're back in the Woodville series where, boys, we recently built our very own university town. Look at how glorious this is now starting to look. We started to get some people moving in. We dropped down some services. We even built some sports stadiums to make it feel like a true university campus. Now, in the last episode, I asked you guys to give me some name suggestions for what we could pretty much call this brand new university town. And you guys did not disappoint. There were so many suggestions and I really do appreciate it. But the one that I found kind of fit this area the most is from your boy HBOMB666. What a username right there. What a username right now. Who says to use Oak Bay University. Now, I like the idea for many reasons. One, we use a lot of oak wood. Two, it's kind of a bay area in a weird way, but it's also not. It depends on what you kind of determine it. I'm going to class this as being our beautiful bay here, and it's university, and we can abbreviate it to OBU for the actual university itself, which is pretty cool. So appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much right now. So let me rename it real quickly. Oak Bay Well, I can call it Oak Bay is what I can call it. Oak Bay. And then I call the actual university itself, which is over here right now. You can, oh yeah, you can actually rename it, which is pretty good. Oak. Oh, hold on. Oak. Hold on. Oak Bay. Oak Bat. I can't even English today. Oak Bay University. So we have Oak Bay. We have Oak Bay University right now. This is beautiful. Absolutely appreciate it right now. So what are we doing today then? Well, there's a few things that we got to sort out. We got to add more population to it because when we take a look at things right now, unemployment is pretty low. It's at 1%. So we do need to add more people living here. Also, I want to play around with a few additional things too. I kind of want to look at maybe switching out the tram line a little bit. I'm not sure whether to make it extend further up to here, but I definitely want to change how it kind of interacts and navigates through this area. And I also want to take a look at maybe building a harbour so we can integrate ships with getting up to here, whether they come from down there, you know, different type of access route, or we have a new port in general. I'm not too sure. Now, before we get into it, we seem to have an issue over here. We have a forestry which is burnt down, and I can't do anything at the moment or rebuild it because we have no disaster response units. And that's something I am yet to unlock. Disaster response. Is it just... What is it I need to unlock right now? Is it the fire watchtower? Right, let me just get all of this stuff here. And I can't unlock you because you got to get the fire station. Is that enough to get my disaster response units? Let me double check, boys. Let me double check right now. Disaster response. Hold on. I'm thinking of something else, aren't I? I'm thinking, hold on. I know what I need the fire station. And then it's the disaster response on the fire station, isn't it? Am I right in saying that? So if I was able to get, for example, the big boy fire station, which is absolutely huge, might I add. Absolutely huge right now. Where do I drop it? We don't really have a fire station within Redwood, which is kind of crazy to even assume that we don't. Where could I squeeze this in? This is actually quite a large building. Oh my goodness me, this is huge. This is actually huge right now. Do I just pull it kind of slightly out the way? Let me just throw it down here just for the sake of this. I can't believe I don't have one. So let me pick a random spot. We have to anarchy this, unfortunately. Bring that to there. If I just go across this way, if I go across this way, and then go ahead and... Oh, okay, we build it long ways. Right, I don't want to do that. Guys, I promise you, right, literally, I know what I'm doing. I haven't got a clue. He hasn't got a clue, boys. Right, build that here. Is it, I add it to this? Disaster response, yes. Oh my goodness me, it's a separate building altogether. Right, hold on. This has slightly thrown me off right now. Because I wasn't expecting to do this, I've now kind of been slightly thrown off. So I kind of also feel like I now don't know what I'm doing. Right, let me build this perimeter road. Okay. Let me add in the disaster response unit. So we'll drop that just here. That is an extension onto the building. So is that. And so is that. Right. Very good. Also, actually, do you know what? Scrap this off here. Right, hold on. I've had a nice little idea. What if I brought this down to being on the peninsula of this little section, just for no reason whatsoever? No reason whatsoever, boys, just for the funsies. Right, let me delete you, and let's go around it again. That seems pretty good, right? And then maybe just do a little bit of terrain to bulk it out slightly. And then maybe centralize that road a bit more. I don't know which is going to be the more centralized road. It's probably going to be this one. Right, let me delete you. Bam. So bam. Don't ask me why. I'll make this nice in the future, okay? We'll make it nice in the future. Connect you up to there. Are we all now good for water? Yes. Right. I'll make this better in the future, okay? I might even change it. Just ignore that for a second. So that should mean we're able to get a response vehicle, which has been dispatched and it's currently on the way right now. So if we fast forward, so we can get there a little bit quicker, I can then rebuild that, which that does provide quite a few jobs. So it's kind of important for us. It is kind of low-key important. Right, come on, vehicle. Hurry up. It's kind of cool following the truck in our own little city that we've built right now. So it turns over, zooms down. It's not as fluid and as fast as you would kind of hope it for it. And it turns in. And now we should be able to rebuild once it's been here. Right, can I now rebuild? Yes, rebuild. Very good. There we go. Right, we're back in business. We're finally back in business. I'm probably going to definitely change this. I might move this further back a bit more. Or I might squeeze another type of building within there. But for now, we'll leave it. It's going to annoy me, but we'll leave it for now. Anyway, boys, after being completely sidetracked right there, let's look to this area. So I think I might take a look at doing a harbour first. So water, we don't need to do an actual big like passenger port, which is like this. We don't need to do that. We can actually utilize our very own transport piers and all that kind of jazz. I can build a small little ferry pier, which is great. I got the breakwater ferry. I've got, what, is there two different ones here? There is the, oh, it's the cargo variant. The transport pier, which is also a pretty good one. The cargo key. I'm trying to see what else will be pretty handy. I think it's going to be this. Okay, we're going to have to use that. But if I'm not mistaken, doesn't this put like some random rocks? Or have they fixed that? No, they still do the random rocks, which is unfortunate. It is very unfortunate, but it is what it is, okay? It is what it is right now. But I also could just build this for like what we've got over here, which is probably going to be the better idea. Now, I want to incorporate it around this facility because obviously this facility here allows us to kind of bring people in via trains and then get them onto trams, which is fantastic. Now, if I created a road that kind of come off there to there, but I'm thinking about creating like a little bit of an inlet slightly for the water. So rather than creating our own harbour to like what we've done over here, which sticks out and there, we kind of do the reverse where this one slightly comes in. Ooh, I don't know how this is going to play out, but just bear with me for a second. Right, which is the better one? Right, none of it's going to be better in reality. But I'm going to go to there, and then we'll utilize some terraining real quick. So we'll grab the level, and then we'll bring this in 2 about here. We'll play around with it, don't worry. I got to get rid of all the trees. Is it easier to do this? Or, no, it's probably easier to do it like this. So grab the radius of trees, make that a bit smaller, and then select the trees that we do have here. Let me up that strength to maximize the deletings. What tree is that, by the way? That is a London plane. I always forget what the London plane looks like. I'm sure it's like... No, it's not down there. London plane. There we go. And then get rid of all of you. And then just fine-tune the ones that I don't... Why can't I get rid of you? There we go. Right, so... Where was I on this, then? So, I could, like I said, do, like, this variant. But I don't want to. I do have the ability to build my own kind of pier on that front. But then again, if I got that right, I could use that. But the whole point of this is to build what I want to build. So, we're going to build it off the road. So this road could theoretically come down running straight. Right, like that. And I'll bring it a little bit further. And then we'll build our pier around here. So let's see what we can do here. We're going to grab you. And what I can do is I could pick there to there. And then just fine-tune the terrain. I might have to replace it back down. That's not terrain. Oh, no. Goodness me. There we go. Right, bam. Push you out. Because that is creating a slight little bridge, which I don't want. So let me delete you, put you back in. And then, in reality, if I was to run like this, or I first run... Well, first come off here. Okay. Or do I do it here? Let's do it here instead. Well, I'm trying to find the best point to do it. Did it there. And then did this here. And then go across there. So it creates almost like a marina in a weird way, doesn't it? It almost creates like a marina. I wonder if I could create a marina. If I brought this out. Like that. And then, if I then chose to stick you down. Stick you down. Alright, bringing you out. So that creates a marina, because I could have the passenger ships just like line up on this outer side here, because they're protected anyway by the waterfront. It's just making it look and feel slightly realistic, which is easier said than done. You know what I mean? Easier said than done. So bring it right down. There we go. All the way to there. We've got our connections hooked up. Because you can put the boats down. We have boats. Where do I put the boats? I'm sure I've got them over here, yeah, to create like a little bit of a harbour area. So it's not like it doesn't feel right. It does. And because of the type of boats that we're going to use, the smaller ones, they'll be able to go under those little tiny bridges that we do have set up. So this works pretty well. But then my next question would be, do we need to incorporate it within the tram system? That's a bit of a tough one to find out. But if I was to now do the Quay Wall Road, so is that the right side that I need? No, it's the left, right? Have I got the correct side here? Does it matter what side? I'm not too sure if it does. I also don't think I should do it like that. I think I should maybe pedestrian path style. I think the main issue is the way that we're trying to get it connected. I think I'm just going to leave it like that. I think that will be fine. It will be fine. Let's just not stress about it any more than I need to right now. Right, so, trams. Do they need to change how they navigate through here? You can kind of see if I go to the trams where they run down this road. Now, I could get it to kind of come down here to have a better stop outside of this, or maybe kind of get them to run down, run parallel, and then scoop themselves back up. That could be a possibility. Now, if I was to utilize, for example, here, and then run this there. Now, I don't want it to key anything at this moment in time, because I can do better connections for us anyway. Come off this with a... Oh, do I do a complex curve? Like if I went like bam, bam. No, it's a little bit wild. Let's just not do a complex curve. Let's just keep it simple, boy. And then... bend that round there, but that connection is not great. Oh, because we haven't upgraded the road. We need to upgrade the road to implement it. But again, then again, that bend is atrocious. Atrocious, boys. Atrocious right now. Alright, connect you back in. And then I want to be able to... Well, let me upgrade to there, and then we pick where we kind of bend from it. Right, why is that bend not bending? What is going on here? What is honestly going on here, boys? Do I need to create like a little bit of a snap here? And then upgrade it that way? I don't know why this is not working the way I'm trying to make it work. What is going on here? Like, we've done it in the past over here, smoothie. What is your issue here with this? Right, let me bring this road out. Let me... it could be the anarchy. Like many of my issues in this game. Anarchy. Okay? Right. Oh, I don't have the snapping on either. That could be an issue. Oh, what have I done to the road? Boys, why is it all going wrong today? Why is it honestly all going wrong today? Right, bring you to there. And then now leave me alone. Leave me alone, he says. Right, if that works... Was it the snapping... sorry, the anarchy the whole time? I think it might have been. Right, bend that to go around this way, which means we're going to take it away from going up there. That comes down, to which I now want to bend this. And let me upgrade this road first. To there, just to see if I can now get a smoother... snap going in. Now, he doesn't like it that much. But we'll just play around gently, and that does what I need it to do. So then, I am now going to upgrade and change this. Does that get rid of it, by the way? No, that gets rid of it. Right, there is a stop there, which I'm going to get rid of. And in reality, I'm going to replace it with a stop here and here. So you go to there. Oi. And you go to here. So I can delete these two. So I just moved it. So it incorporates itself with the little harbour area a little bit better. You can see it now stopping here, running through. But then we're going to make it make sense with the stops. So the stops are directly here. We then need to get our walkable path. So we'll go from there. I think I have to also anarchy this. Or not. No. No snapping. There we go. And then on this side, I'm going to run this going straight down. I'll have to anarchy it as well. And I'll bring it down. Can I actually connect to this? We actually can. Which I probably don't like how it's doing it. So I might raise that up slightly. And we'll put a bunch of trees down so it kind of like integrates nice. So makes it walkable. They might not utilize it like how I'm, assuming they're going to utilize it. Well, at least gives us another stop there, and it's now incorporated with the area, the marina, however you want to see it. They can stop off there, they can walk down, or they can just walk directly up. Whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. Now, I'm thinking we might now need to add a stop there, but that one's kind of going to be okay, I think. Let's actually get some boats leading over here now. So, we do have a couple of points in which they do stop, and they stop at the very end. I could actually bring them in, providing it works. Providing it works. So, I need to do the very small seaway now. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to play out. So, I'm going to bring that to there. Okay. And I could incorporate it to kind of connect down to here, so it's part of the, wider loop. But I'm also going to make it run through here. So if I put this little bend on now. And then run that to there. And then if I just quickly pause, delete you. Run that to that. You're in like that. You run into there. And I'm going to allow this to hopefully wiggle itself out. To there. So I could bring in ships to stop there and back, and also then extend this little loop going around to over here as well, providing it's going to work. Now, that goes this way around. So if I was to make this then also implement a stop, for example, in here, how does that look? So it's already preempted to go that way. Oh no, have I done the wrong one? No, that's the one that goes round and round. So it should be that small one there that then does it on the next turn. Fingers crossed anyway, it does. Yeah, fingers crossed, boys, fingers crossed. Right, will it do it? Now, because we got this mod and the boats are a lot smaller, it should enter the little marina that we have set up with relative ease. So in it comes. Look at that, boys. Beautiful. Turn the little bend. Line up. Now, that's better for the connection than here. That's worked out really well. So, we'll do another one. And I'm going to pick this one. To then run out here. And, oh, where are we? And, of course, back. Now, I need to pause, right, really, really quickly. So, that route, I believe, is this one we've just created, right? Yes. I need to change it to where it is the small open ferry, I think it is. I'll only put 2 boats on it. Is that one the small open ferry? No, that's a small closed ferry. I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to make, but we'll see. We will see right now. Now, we'll incorporate a little commercial around here, because that does sound pretty good. We'll go with the generic commercial, so let it kind of build itself up. I'm going to get rid of the zoning for going across there, that back end. So it's not too close to the trams. Maybe the same with this one as well. Let's get rid of you. And there we go. And I'm waiting for that closed ferry. Oh, it seems a bit weird that does now, doesn't it? So, closed, small closed ferry. Small open ferry. What do we got? Small open, go small closed. Well, that would eventually then change. Right, that's actually not a bad little kind of feature right now we've implemented here. I want to build it up a little bit more to make it feel like a little bit of a marina. Now, I don't remember where we actually get the objects. I don't remember where we actually get them. Are they part of the decoration? Is it models? Potted plants, no. Debris, decals. Park. There was, and I honestly, I don't remember where we get them. But I vaguely remember being able to place in... Ah, here we go. Boats. Ooh, we've leveled up. So these little boats, I need to go to singular boats. I also need to change the elevation of it. To making sure we've got the correct height. Let me start at 5. I think 5 is okay. So put one there. And I'm going to run. Are they all the same? They're all the same variant, unfortunately. They're all the same. So if I then just pretty much go bam, bam. Oh, they do technically change color. So if I do it like this. That kind of feels like... It's a marina then at this point, doesn't it? Right, you got to play around with the level of the height right now. Because it's based off the terrain, which is kind of annoying. And then spin that one round. There is a little bit of different variation, but it's not enough to make much sense. Right, I'm gonna delete that sideways boat. Let me delete that sideways boat. Right, that feels like a little bit of a harbour now, doesn't it? Yeah, I like it. I actually kind of like this. I actually kind of like this. It's beautiful. And look at the amount of people actually walking down here as well. So they're the people going outside of the region. Whereas these are the ones going down to Derby and Piper Mills. So that makes a lot of sense. I can't wait till we can build this area up a little bit more as well. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. So let's do some more buildings now then. Let's try and squeeze a few more things in. So I want to get some more of these larger buildings, the low rent housing. That's really worked out for us. Let me get rid of you. All right, bring you to there. I'm going to run you to there and then up. I'm going to have you come down. So you need these awkward little situations. Because it's what allows us to have the zonedness. That makes sense? That makes sense? We'll it doesn't make any sense. But we'll quickly throw in some walkability. And everything else is going to be completely fine. So that's the low rent housing, by the way. So go right down to the low rent housing. And if I just fill what I can fill first. And for what I'm comfortable with. That might be a bit too big, that one. So I might do a 2 and a 4 and a 3. Chomp you in. Space, chomp you in. And then let it build, and then we put in all the tree stuff. So that kind of then extends that little area there pretty well. Not too bad. Now, we don't need more boats because the boat capacity on these is pretty high. So, yeah, we've only got 2 boats coming back and forth to here, but it's not an issue. I might need to raise this slightly, though. So if I was to pick that point there, raise it up to there, and then them small boats are able to kind of pass underneath it fairly easily. Fairly easy. Right, so all this new stuff, all these new buildings, it's going to cause a bit of traffic as people are going to be moving in. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And do we need to extend? I need to do more kind of detailing over here. Did I not get in the residential? Or was that residential not touching? I'm not sure what the issue there is. I need those beachfront properties. They weirdly not connect to the road or something. I'm not too sure there. I really like that harbour, by the way. I really, really do like it. Right, we need to go on a bit of a crazy expansion right now. We're providing lots of places and lots of buildings within this vicinity. So we kind of stick into the vibe we've got there, which does work out pretty well. Now, rather than building more roads along here, I'm actually going to extend the pathway. Let me get rid of the snap. Down from there to there. From there to there. And then from there. Now, I won't do a crossroads. You'll just kind of kill it off there. So that will then allow us to create and have walkability at its finest. And then we'll take a look at doing... We'll do the high density housing, but we're going to do it in smaller segments. So I'll play around with a couple of little designs. So we'll slightly flip it on its head a little bit. So a couple of small squares. I'll do this. Go there. Because again, you don't want too many and you don't want them to be too high, but you want it to feel like it's student accommodation and apartments nearby. But that might be... Actually, no, I'm about to say it might be too high, but I think it might fit in pretty nice. Now, other zoning stuff, because we don't want to also go down to, like, you know, different size of buildings. I want to create some apartment blocks down here, which sounds pretty good. And we'll go for alley roads to begin with. So I'm going to create a little bit of a split running down here and then directly down to here. And then we're going to create coming off this. So we're going to do a bit of an awkward, well, I say awkward. Run down to there. I'll come off, because there's a connection right here. So I'm going to come off instead here for you. Which leads up. And then you get like the awkward space and layout, which creates a little bit of character in the mean streets. And I think that's where I'll go for there. We'll just kind of play around with this a little bit here. So bringing you out. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Right, you're to there. And then bring you to there, because that is literally the end of the platform, so we'll keep it like that. How do those... Oh, do you know what? Them buildings don't look too bad. And I think that would be nice to overlook the harbour. I really think so. I was going to use the medium density ones, but I like those in a weird way. So if I do it like this... Right, a couple of different styles. Allow them to build up. Like that. This could be very interesting. So them tall buildings overlooking the marina. I don't want to build it up too much. I keep saying this, don't I? I keep saying I don't want to build it up too much, and then I'm kind of building it up quite a bit. But there's got to be an equal balance. And there has to be an equal balance in all of this. But I feel like these should be medium density then at this point. So, no, high density, sorry. So if I replace these with the medium density, let's see what comes of it. Because I like the idea of it overlooking the marina. But I think that's as high as we go there, and now I'm going to resort back to the medium density Southwest housing style. So fill all this in. Alright, so this is me creating like a downtown-y area. But the city skyline of it, haha, he said the name of the game, is now going to dramatically change. Yeah, I think those medium density commercial buildings do look a little bit better. And we're going to have a large amount of people walking through this area, so it kind of does make a little bit of sense. But that's as high as I'm going. The rest of it is all going to be low density. And maybe a bit of medium density here. That is as high as the density that I'm going to be going in this area. And that's going to provide quite a few residents. And I've got to be careful I don't provide too many, otherwise it causes dramatic traffic issues. But this is pretty good. Now, signature buildings, I feel like we should get in one of the supermarkets around here. We'll go... I mean, there's only one variant of it, isn't it? This Morrissey one. That's pretty good. So I reckon we squeeze you. I reckon it could actually fit around here somewhere. So it'd be nice to kind of incorporate it. I could actually fit in here, but the land does slightly drop off. Unless I kind of place it around here. Right, I definitely want to throw that in, because it's all part of the suburb area. We have the primary school just here. So that building, in reality, could go... Right, I'm gonna drop it in here. I'm gonna drop it there for a second. And then we're going to build a perimeter road just very roughly going around it. Oh, okay. The land drops off really, really harshly here as well. I didn't realize the land was changing so much. Right, if I just come up to here and then soften the terrain. Right, okay, I'm not going to actually pull it there because I didn't realise the land was dropping that quickly. I'm going to instead drop it there. The big supermarket at the marina, boys. Let's go, let's go. Right, let me smoothen all this area out here. Yeah, it's a little bit of a hill. Oh, a fuel plant. It's a little bit of a hill there, isn't it? So we'll kind of... keep control of that. It's dropping here as well. Right, pull it directly there. I don't like the car park. I don't think I'm going to win with this. So maybe dropping it directly over here is probably the better way to go about. So, let me build my perimeter. Alright, there we go. This road needs to end somewhere. So, what I'll do is I'll pick you here. We'll pick you there. And then I'm going to have to... I think I've chomped the tram stops. So I can officially now get them in position. There we go. Get rid of you, get rid of you. And then just finalize a little bit more of this road. So I'm going to bring this running like that. And I'm going to end this into... I don't even know if I'm going to end it into that bend, or whether I just straight up come off here. Bend in like you. Do... Oh, no, I'm going to do it here. Ooh. Like that. And it gives me a big open space there to play around with. Right, we've got our big shopping section there. We're going to create a road to connect down from here. Like that. And then we're going to create a little bit of a walkway that runs down, connecting to all those little tippy-toe bits. But that gives me a bit of space to kind of play around with it more. So let me just get all like the main-ish buildings I want in. I'm going to go for the large petrol station now, which I'll put just behind the school and near the shopping area. What else should be quite beneficial? The little pub with the garden could be pretty handy. But it's a bit weird being next to a school though, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe that's not the best idea. I've got hotels, but I don't feel like they make sense around here. I got the arts. I could add another art supply school in. I do have officey buildings, which I could provide like tech jobs around here. Could it fill in that little dead spot? There, how would that look? Adds a little bit of character. There's a bit of dead spot here as well. So I could throw that in. Just to kind of slightly change things up, provides a few little jobs. Right, that seems good enough for me. And then I wanted to slowly transition into a decent sized building next. So I'm thinking not the southwest row housing, but the medium density first. So I think there is a limit to the size? I believe there is. So what we'll do is we'll paint bucket all of this. And then we'll dwindle paths going through. Because it's not too, it's big enough where it transitions from the single plot homes getting a little bit bigger. I've now got to bridge the transition with the size of the buildings. So let them do that then. We're going to drop a couple of trees down right now just to kind of finalize these areas. So running down with the tram line here. There we go. And then stagger some more trees on the other side of the path. Let's get a couple of down around here. I'm not sure when we'll do this area just yet, but we're going to try and integrate it as part of the harbour as much as possible. Let's drop a couple of trees down on the train station, because we found out it works really well when we did it with the... Is it the Technical University? This over here. It looks like it now is no longer a standalone building. It fits within it. It looks pretty good. Alright, drop a few more trees in all the little nooks and crannies. There we go. Fill in all the little dead spots. And then how we're looking over here then. So, little dead spot just here on the supermarket. And then I did say I was going to put a couple of little paths dotted around here, right? So let's go for a little bendy wendy. And then run something down here. And that's all we'll do there. And then drop a load of trees in. So I do like doing all the trees. I know it does seem like I'm going a little bit over the top in some areas. But it's Woodville. That's what the series is all about. And it just nicely finalizes some areas. Now, we didn't do this little strip here. So squeeze them in where we can. And anywhere that will be beneficial while we are doing a few little trees right now. The town hall. Start a couple around here. It already has trees in the building, but I do like the bigger variants of the trees. And then we'll just do this little area here. And I think that's enough trees for today. That will be enough trees for today. Once we sort this area out. Ta-da! We'll leave it like that. Right, nice improvements. Really liking the harbour aspect right now. I'm not even going to call it a harbour. We're going to call it a marina, okay? A little bit more fancy, boys. We have our very own marina implemented. We'll need car parking down here because it is a major transport area. And that's something we're also going to have to accomplish. And I need to... Actually, I do need to reevaluate the parking because they're filling up the roads quite dramatically. But I also need to reevaluate the road traffic because I haven't really been paying attention. What's over here? What's wrong over here right now? There is an issue with no vehicles. What, all of a sudden we need more trains? Or has that always been an issue and I've just not realised it? It could have always been an issue and I've not realised it. So we might need to build another rail yard somewhere. I'm not quite sure where that can go, but there's definitely space around here for more industrial. There definitely is. So Oak Bay right now, our new area, has, wow, 9,000 residents. Surely we're going to have some traffic problems around here. We might need to take care of some more medical facilities. I know we've got over here right now, but we're waiting for a... Oh, it's a hearse. We're going to need, you know, cemetery or crematorium related stuff. But with this being the only road in from this way, that being the only road in from that way, and there's only 3 roads to get over here right now. I don't know how overloaded they are. It could be that they're not overloaded, and it turns out the junctions that lead to them could be overloaded. We don't know because we haven't really paid attention, or we're completely fine because my public transport does the business. That could be the other, you know, scenario as well. But having the marina in and the transport of passengers does mean that we will now be picking more people up than ever before on the old tram system, so that's pretty good for us. Loving it coming in right now and running down. Very happy with all of this. So we'll see how things do progress in the future. Now, has it provided more students? The medical university, no. Technical, yes. The normal university, college, but that's just a thing. I've gone completely overkill for the amount of residents that we do have in the region, so it's understandable. Unemployment has actually dropped because we have also provided a few new jobs, but also a lot of people will be taking up education over employment. So that's something that we're going to have to pay attention to. But this is very good, boys. I'm loving it right now. They're using the store. They're getting off on the trams. Everything just feels integrated. It slowly is starting to feel very integrated in this area. But we can't drop our eyes off the ball right now in the other areas. We can't. I'll figure this out. I'll make a better version of it. Don't worry. Do not worry. Now, the one thing we don't have coming up here is cargo. So I think incorporating a rail yard around this area somewhere could also mean I can put down a cargo train station. At the minute, they can bring the cargo to here, and then they drive it over this area. We don't really have cargo within this vicinity anyway, for like cargo trains. So now we got a train line running up. I think incorporating a cargo train station would be a really, really good idea around this vicinity. And gives these guys, especially also Pipe Mills and Derby, a more localized point than having to drive either all the way to the harbour, or I think that's what they're mainly using this harbour here for. I can do harbours with some of this stuff for cargo, but I remember it being something that was coming soon. I don't know whether it's a feature we can actually use right now. I'll have to kind of double check. Do we have traffic here? No. There's a lot of parked cars. I've got to solve the parked car issue. My car park is completely filled to the brim. We're going to need a lot of car parking. An absolute ridiculous amount of car parking. We got a couple of spots over there, but they're completely out the way. But there's not a lot of people going to university. It is mainly these areas. So we'll focus on that next episode. Car parking and cargo train and normal train stuff at the same time. Guys, we're going to end it here right now. I hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, please smash the like button down below. Until next time, I see you all soon. So, goodbye.